Green Tree Productions is proud to present Duncanville Weekly News. It's the good news just for the City of Champions, Duncanville, Texas. And now, here's your host, John Thompson.
Hello, world, America, Texas, and Duncanville, and welcome to this edition of Duncanville Weekly News for the last part of November, first part of December 2015. Glad you're logged on and watching. Well, this being our 25th year to cover the high school sports in Duncanville, this is going to be the 25th year for the Hoops Corner, which premieres on this show, and as usual, that's mostly all that we're going to have on this show. But before we get to that, let's see a few scenes from the Lions Club Pancake Breakfast that was held recently, and then we'll get right to it.
We got a young man, and he wanted something special for Christmas. You remember what it was? If you don't remember what it was, that was the whole movie. That's right, it was a BB gun. What kind of BB gun? Yeah, hold on, that's not cool. Traffic through the neighborhood. I'm like, really? The economic change gets the bills. Yeah. Dirty James, Dirty. James, J-A-Y-E-S. Who's going to lose? James. Dirty.
He's slipping. He's slipping again.
Now that the pancake breakfast is over, we're ready for some hoops.
Hoops? Did you say hoops? We gotcha hoops. Right here in the Hoops Corner on Duncanville Weekly News with all the highlights from the latest Duncanville Panther and Pantherette basketball games and a peek at upcoming games. The Hoops Corner is brought to you by James Memorial Chapel, Duncanville's only home-owned funeral home. Leon Miller Commercial Real Estate Properties on Main Street. Need some space? Call Leon at 972-709-7181. Fry Integra Insurance Services, your hometown insurance agency for 30 years for all insurance types. Call 972-296-9786 for John or Todd. By the Wolverton Company, serving Duncanville's heating and cooling needs for longer than anybody can remember. 972-296-COOL. Jim McDonald's State Farm Insurance Agency, right here in Duncanville on Main Street. Like a good neighbor, State Farm and Jim are there.
By Roma's Italian Bistro, right in the heart of Duncanville at Center and Main Streets, serving authentic Italian cuisine. They deliver. Call 972-298-5900. By Glow Family Dental, where your smile is a top priority. They are right here on Wheatland. By the Duncanville Parks and Recreation Department, where they have something for almost everybody, almost every day.
And by Ambit Energy. You have power options. Call Energy Specialist Don McBurnett at 214-918-9981. You'll be glad you did. And now, in the Hoops Corner, here's John with all the Hoops highlights.
Hello, Duncanville basketball fans, and welcome to the Hoops Corner. Well, both the Panthers and the Pantherettes are underway, and let's get to the highlights and start first with the Panthers. This is the second year for Coach Corey Chisholm, and his Panthers started with a hosting of the Louisville Farmers, and here are the highlights.
But before the Panthers' first game this year, the signing date was on the calendar, and the Panthers this year had another signee, Jalen Harris, who's going to Louisiana Tech And unfortunately, he's got a slight injury right now. It's not going to be able to play till after the first of the year. But congratulations to you, Jalen, and we hope you get well soon.
Year in and year out to have an occasion like this. And I'm proud to say that we're keeping tradition going. Today we're here for Mr. Jalen Harris, who will be signing his national letter of intent with Louisiana Tech University. Moment because this is a young man that I have seen come up from about this high. Now he's about this high.
The Panthers opened the season at home this year and hosted the Louisville Farmers at the Sandra Meadows Memorial Arena. And early on, Tyler Watkins passes to Dexter Johnson, who hands it back to Ty on the run, and he takes it to the hoop to open the scoring. Cedric Madison hits a runner in the lane. Then a three-point shot. Trailing by 3. Ty ties it with this three-point hoop. And then Sid says, that's such a good spot. I'll try it. And he also hits a three-point shot. And after one, the Panthers lead 20-15. In the second, Tyler Cupid does a jump hook with that left hand to maintain the small lead. Seds. Turn. Corner. 3. Miles McDougal makes a great driving basket just before he hits a three-point shot from the top. And at the half, it's 44-33 Panthers. Moo is ahead of the pack and scores to keep things close. Trailing now by 2. Moo knocks down a three-point shot to regain the lead. And after 3, it's all tied at 52 apiece. Early in the fourth, the officials made 3 calls on the same play. Each of the referees called something different from each other, and one an offensive foul, and one a shooting foul, and one a double foul. And Coach Chisholm awaits the final call, but he never got it, and that was that. Later, Tyler Cupid is ahead of the pack and pulls the Panthers to within 3, and then later Cupid hits a free throw. And Ty hits a couple of free throws to tie it with a minute and a half left. After the Farmers failed to score on the ensuing possession, Ty hits 2 more free throws to go ahead by those 2. Louisville is going to hold for the final shot, but they lose the ball out of bounds. And they have to foul. And they foul Sid, and he hits 1 to make the final score. 68-65 Panthers. Moo had 18, Ty 17, and Sid scored 16.
After opening the season there with a nice win at home, the Panthers headed to Houston for the McDonald's Invitational Tournament, a very prestigious tournament, and here's how they did.
Then on Thursday, the Panthers started pool play at the McDonald's Texas Invitational in the Houston area and lost to Houston Westside by a 77-71 score. Ty had 26, Sid 12, and Moo and Cupid had 10 apiece. Then they played Clear Creek in their other pool play game and lost it also by a 69-62 score. Ty had 15, Sid 13, and Dex had 12. So the Panthers are relegated to the bronze division, and they played Pasadena South Houston and whipped them 74-52. Sid had 15, Ty 14, Cupid 11, and Dex 10 in a balanced scoring game. And then on Friday evening, the Panthers played Spring Decaney and lost 69-65. In this game, Ty had 23, Zed 17, and Dex 10. So the Panthers' final game in Houston was for the third place in the bronze division, and they played Mansfield Summit. And they dropped that one 84-76. Ty had 27 points, Zed 17, and Elijah Caldwell had 12.
Upcoming games for the Panthers include Tuesday, hosting O.D. Wyatt. The game is at 3 o'clock. There's no school this week, so it's at 3 o'clock at the Sandra Meadows Memorial Arena. Then Saturday, the Hoop Fest will be going on at Sandra Meadows, and the Panthers will take on Little Rock, Arkansas Hall, a team that they played last year, I think. And then on Tuesday, the 1st of December, they go to the Mesquite to play those Skeeters.
A Duncanville tradition continues on Friday, December the 4th, when the Christmas parade and tree lighting takes place. The parade will be starting about 7 o'clock on Wheatland and go to Main Street, followed by the tree lighting and Mayor Green's presentation. Duncanville TV and video will have some R2-D2 and C3PO action, as you can see by the flyer, and Ben Franklin will have Santa Claus. Our elementary schools will perform, and there'll be food vendors and other activities. That's on Main Street, Friday, December the 4th at 7 p.m.
Nobody can remember a season that was more promising than the one for the Pantherettes this year. They are off to a tremendous start, and they hosted their first game of the season against McKinney North, a team that they had lost to last year, and here's what happened.
The Pantherettes tipped off their season at the Sandra Meadows Memorial Arena this year against McKinney North, a team that they had lost to last year, but they got even a little bit this year, starting with a three-point hoop by Zay Green. And then Madison Townley takes a pass ahead of the pack and opts to pass off the rim to Tay Davis for the bucket. Later, Nisha Davis follows her shot and finds Maddie at the top, and she drills a three-point hoop, and after one, it's 19-10 Pantherettes. Rosie Davis opens the second quarter with a perfect pass to Zay for the layup. Zay's on one of her rolls, and she nails another three-point shot. Tara Franklin scores on a break. Then Zay spots a lonesome Star Jacobs for two more. Star again on a break. And one Rosie passes into Sierra Johnson, but when she can't handle it, she kicks it back to Nana Alvarez, who gets it back to Sierra for the layup. And at the half, it's 50-26 Pantherettes. In the third, Rosie inbounds to Sierra, and she rolls in the lane and banks it home. Then Tay scores on a drive. Then she drains a three-point shot. And scoring 13 apiece in the third, the Pantherettes lead 63-39. In the fourth, Zay passes to Tay for a layup. And after a lot of free throws, final Pantherettes 79 and McKinney North 50. Sierra had 19, Zay 17, Tay 13, and Star scored 11 to lead the Pantherettes in the season opener. Between that McKinney North game and the Frisco Tip-Off Classic, signing day arrived, and the Pantherettes this year have 3 seniors signing letters of intent, and their Madison Townley, Maddie, is going to North Texas and play for Jaylee Mitchell. Rosie Davis, who is going to go to Xavier, and Sierra Johnson who will attend and play for the Louisville Cardinals. Congratulations to these Pantherettes.
Next up for the Pantherettes was the Tip-Off Classic tournament in Frisco, and here's a kind of a recap and abbreviated highlights of that event.
The Frisco Tip-Off Classic tournament was next, and the Pantherettes opened with Lubbock Monterey on Thursday night at Frisco Independence High School, and it was Sierra to Zay to Maddie to Tay for 2-1 as the Pantherettes get the lead for good. Then Rosie inbounds right to Maddie, who scores among 3 defenders. Tay scores on a snowbird layup. Adelia Thomas, ditto. Nisha gets the shooter's rim bounce on this 3-point effort. In this sequence, Nisha steals and scores. And then on the Pantherette press, Nana intercepts and scores. And after one, it's 35 to 9 Pantherettes. In the second, Lamoya Lott nails a 3-point shot. Every now and then we catch a good defensive play, and here's one by Jayla Johnson. And she kicks it out to Tiara Franklin, and she leads Nisha for another layup. It's Lamoya into Jayla, out to Maddie, and she sinks a 14-footer. Zay into Sierra, 2. And turnabout is fair play as Sierra feeds Zay for 2 more. And at the half, it's 58-25 Pantherettes. In the third, Zay takes the baseline for a hoop. Then she passes into Sierra for 2 more. As the clock ticks down, the Monterey guard banks in a shot. And after 3, it's 78-27. Yes, it was 20-2 in that quarter, Pantherettes. In the fourth, Tiara rebounds and scores, as does Star Jacob. Nana and Jayla Johnson down the lane for 2 more. And it's over. Final Pantherettes 91 and Lubbock Monterey 35. Sarah had 17 and Zay 14 as 12 Pantherettes were in the scoring column in this game. Then on Friday morning, in the second round, the Pantherettes played Prosper and won 86-63 with Sierra and Maddie scoring 18 apiece and Tay garnering 13 to lead the scorers. Then Friday afternoon in the quarterfinals, Flower Mound Marcus was the opponent. Win the quarterfinal game in Frisco over Flower Mound Marcus 74-33. Sierra had 21 and Ania had 10 points to lead the Pantherette scorers. The final day of action, Saturday, moved from Frisco Independent High School to Centennial High School, and Saturday morning the Pantherettes disposed of number 2 Flower Mound 60-33 with Zay scoring 15 and Maddie getting 10. And then Saturday in the championship game, the Pantherettes met the Plano Lady Wildcats of Plano, Texas in the championship game, and it took the Pantherettes all of 8 seconds to take the lead for good when Maddie feeds Sierra in the lane. Rosie pops a lengthy 2-point shot. And when Sierra gets double teamed, she kicks out to Zay, who drains a 3-point shot. Tay makes a nice pass to Sierra for 2 more. Ania Thomas gets it to Maddie for a turnaround hoop. And after one, it's 20-11 Pantherettes. In the second, Zay drains a rainbow three-point shot. Then steals on the press and nails another shot from behind that arc on the floor. As she makes that lead just continue to grow. Then Anaya makes consecutive baskets. The first on a break. And then next on a follow shot. Nina makes a drive and good pass to Starr for 2 and 1. The clock is ticking down and Nina Alvarez gets it to Lamaya Lott and she nails it at the buzzer. And at the half, the Pantherettes enjoy a lead of 28 points. Nothing changed much in the second half as Rosie feeds Sierra for 2 and 1. Maddie feeds a cutting Tay for a layup. At a timeout, Coach Self Morgan gives some tips. Sierra hits a couple of free throws, as does Starr. And after 3, it's 71-33 Pantherettes. In the fourth, Nina hits a free throw, length field goal. Anaya hits a free throw, as does Tierra Franklin, as does Jayla. Starr makes a pass off the rim to Jayla to finish things up. Final, Pantherettes 97 and Plano 47. Sierra had 19, Zay 17, and Starr scored 16 points as 12 Pantherettes were in the scoring column. Then it was time for the awards presentation. And then the individual awards presentations.
Duncanville's WO Zay and number 41, Madison Allen.
Congratulations, Pantherettes. Most dominating tournament I've ever seen. And to these three, great job.
So the Pantherettes are undefeated, and their next game was with Plano here at the Sandra Meadows, and they had just played them and beat them, and they played them and beat them again. Then, on the weekend, they headed to Houston to the Texas Invitational Tournament, and here's a recap of how they did down there.
On Thursday, the Pantherettes started pool play at the Pasadena, Texas McDonald Invitational Tournament, and a team, school that some of you may remember was their first round opponent on the early menu and fell to the Pantherettes by a score of 84-31, with Zay getting 17, Starr 14, Sierra and Maddie had 13 apiece as 11 Pantherettes were in the scoring column against that team. Later on Thursday, the Pantherettes whipped Mansfield Summit by a 72-36 count. Zay had 20, Sierra 13, as again 11 Pantherettes were in the scoring column. On Friday's last pool play game, the Pantherettes whipped Cypress Fairbanks to win their pool. The score was 66-48. Zay had 18 and Sierra scored 14. This threw the Pantherettes over into the gold bracket semifinals, and they met Katy Seven Lakes in what everybody said was the real championship game in this tournament. But it wasn't, and the Pantherettes went ahead and beat Katy Seven Lakes 56-30. Sierra had 22 and Star 14. And then on Saturday afternoon in the championship game, Galena Park North Shore was the serving, and the Pantherettes dropped them 75-49, but it wasn't that close. Sierra had 23, Zay 16, and those two were honored with Zay making the all-tournament team and Sierra being named the most valuable player at this prestigious tournament. Congratulations, Pantherettes, whose average winning margin in these 5 games was over 32 points per.
Upcoming games for the Pantherettes will be Tuesday night, the 24th. They will host the South Lake Carroll Lady Dragons. Then on the Friday between Thanksgiving and the weekend, the traditional game with Bishop Lynch, and this year it's here, and it'll be at 3 o'clock right in the middle of the Hoop Fest that will be going on with the boys. Tuesday, then, December the 1st, they will return to Skyline, and hopefully we'll have some video this year. We'll be back with highlights of those games on RB4.
December the 3rd.
Thanks for watching. As we close, let's see some more scenes from the Duncanville Noon Lions Club Pancake Breakfast that was held, and we'll be back and see you
December the 3rd.
He's slipping again.
Ray in the house? No, he's not. I haven't seen him. Mary Martin, are you still here? Yes, she is.
Do you have a name for those?
Smiley cakes.
All right.
Sold it right now. And the winner is Cherry Webb. Oh, how about that? Berta, there you go. I've never seen Toby Turbeville's here. Hi, Toby. We're going to get a 12-pack of drink. Good morning. The First Lady of Fire is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Ray. It is 10. Yeah, I'm going to ask Lois a question. What was the name of the little girl in Frosty and the Snowman? The little girl's name in Frosty the Snowman. Does anybody here know what the name of the little girl is in Frosty the Snowman? What'd you say? Karen. Karen, you got it. You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Duncanville Lions Club, Terry Webb, this is Terry Eater. Eater Properties gave away a bunch of stuff to us.